Hi yogis, welcome. Tonight I am going to do a Hatha style flow, which is kind of going to be focused on opening the front body. So it's going to involve obviously some core. I always like to warm up, and it's a good way to heat the body up at the beginning of the class. So we'll be doing some core work, but then we'll move into some nice warm up stretches. So we'll be stretching the side body, opening the front of the body, and obviously some back bending, because this is opening the front of the body. So a little bit about back bending. I should really call it back extension. So with our back bends, we tend to have the lumbar spine is the longer part of the spine here. So we want to kind of initiate the movement, the back bending in the mid to upper part of the spine, the thoracic spine. So we need nice, strong, open shoulders, and we want to be nice and stretched through the lats, our latissimus dorsi here. So we'll be working on those as well, hence the side stretches. So we will begin in Supta Baddha Konasana, and the class will be about 45 minutes. I'll try and stick to that. So enjoy the practice and be safe, and I will offer some nice options for you as well. So draw the soles of your feet together, knees out wide, relax through the hips, and slowly just take your arms out wide as you draw your arms overhead. And grasping opposite elbows with your hands, draw the shoulder blades back, draw the back of the elbows or the outside of the elbows back onto the mat, extend your neck, tuck your chin, close the eyes. And we'll do a few rounds of clearing breath. So I want you to take a nice big deep yoga breath through the nose, fill up and expand. Take a wee pause at the top of your in-breath. And then take a slow, steady out-breath. Just beginning to release the whole back body, slide the hips away, roll the shoulder blades away from the ears. Maybe draw the feet a little bit higher towards the sit bones as you begin to relax again. Take a full breath in, fill up as much as you can. And take a wee pause. And finding your gyre breath, that little constriction in the back of the throat, take a slow, steady out breath. You want to begin to just allow yourself to be present. So I just want you to taper off all the thoughts, anything that's been going on in your day, your morning, your evening. And just simply focus on the breath. This is your time. And take another nice clearing breath in. So imagine you're drawing the breath from your feet right up through the legs, through the torso to the crown of the head. Take a wee pause. Again, you gyre breathing, just relaxing all the muscles around your cheekbones, your jaw, the back of the neck, the throat. Feel the shoulders relaxing, the whole back body. And we'll take another full cycle of calming breathing as you fill up and expand. Take a wee pause again. And a really slow, steady out breath. Just take a couple of rounds of, we'll come back to your natural rhythm of breath. I just want you to focus on really ironing out the edges of your breath, so ironing out any rough edges, smooth breathing. You want to try and equalize the out breath with the in breath during your practice. So remember, your breath allows the body to open and unfold and release tension, any deep-seated tension in the body. This time as you inhale, I want you to lengthen here, so draw the shoulders outside, the elbows back toward the mat. So as you draw the elbows apart, just feel the spreading of the shoulder blades, widening. And as you exhale, draw the navel in towards the spine. Draw the lower ribs in. Drawing your attention again to your bandhas, your Uddiyana bandha, this little gap between the navel and the pubic bone. As you inhale, draw this in, lengthen. And as you exhale, just a little squeeze in the pelvic floor, your Mula bandha. Just bringing some engagement at the end of your exhale. And this time as you inhale, I want you to draw your arms overhead into a box shape. So you're still grasping the outside of your elbows. And we'll come into Garudasana, your eagle pose. We'll draw the right forearm underneath the left. See if you can clasp onto your hands here. So gripping or holding onto your right thumb with your left fingers. Just lift the elbows up high, then back towards the front of the mat. You can close your eyes. And just feel that lovely spreading of the shoulder blades. Be nice and gentle. You might be a little bit cool still, so always be gentle with your opening stretches. Another nice inhale in. And as you exhale, we'll switch the cross of the arms. So this time your right arm on the outside of your left tricep again. Open the shoulder blades as you lift the elbows high and then up towards the top of the mat. A nice big inhale. And equalizing that with a slow, steady exhale. Beautiful. Take your arms out wide, palms down, opening the chest. Ooh, and as you exhale, draw the knees together, draw the knees into the chest. Give yourself a nice big hug. Wrap your arms around the knees, forehead to knees, rock side to side. Massaging out your lumbar spine. And just soften any tension you're holding on around the jaw, the cheekbones. Really nice and relaxed in the practice. So just come and do a little bit of warming up in terms of core here. So I want you to take your knees underneath the hips, draw the navel to spine, imprint the lumbar spine in toward the mat, point the toes, this helps you to engage. Interlace your fingers around the base of your head, elbows out wide, and engage your Uddiyana bandha here and your Mula bandha. So drawing the navel towards the spine, lifting, and then extend the right leg down towards the mat. So you're pointing both toes, the right foot is just about 2 inches above the mat. And as you exhale, I want you to draw the right elbow towards the left knee. And as you inhale, draw the knees together. Keep imprinting the lumbar spine into the mat. Inhale or exhale, drop the left leg down, draw the left elbow towards the right knee. Inhale, knees together. Exhale, right elbow towards the left knee. Be careful not to strain the neck. You're just trying to lift here. Inhale, knees together. Exhale, left elbow toward the right knee. Inhale, knees together. Exhale. Inhale, keep pressing the lumbar spine into the mat. Exhale. It doesn't matter how fast you do this. We just sort of make sure that we're engaging correctly. So remember, it's quality, not quantity. Knees together. Exhale. You should begin to feel a bit of a burn. Inhale. Exhale. Do one more each side. Inhale, knees together. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Well done. Draw the knees together. Drop the head back. Just rest the head back as you rock the knees from side to side. And then cross your ankles. Grab your big toes with your peace sign fingers. Roll on up. We'll come over the knees nice and gently into your tabletop position. And we'll do a few rounds of cat and cow. As always, your wrists underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips. Engage the underside of your body. Press through the shoulders or press through the arms here as you really protract the shoulder blades. Squeeze the pelvic floor, squeeze the sit bones together. Lift the sit bones up, drop the navel down. Oh, we can feel a nice stretch in the abs. Take the gaze up. And as you exhale, tuck your tailbone round through the spine, pushing through the shoulders, feeling that nice expansion, dropping the crown of the head down, and inhale. So it's a nice way to articulate the spine, warming everything up nice and gently. We're also warming up the internal organs of the body, stimulating, clarifying, shifting any toxins, any stuck material. Exhale. Ooh, one more. Inhale, lifting those sit bones. Opening the chest. Take the gaze slightly up. Always be careful of the back of the neck here. When you're looking up, exhale, rounding through the spine. Beautiful. Tuck your toes under. And then lift your hips up here into your downward facing dog. And then bend your knees, look forward. And we'll just step, hop to the front of the mat. Continuing on our warm up. Take a halfway lift, lengthen the spine, chest is open, shoulders back. And exhale. A little bend in the knees here, probably still a bit tight in the back of the hamstrings. Ground through the feet as you tuck the tailbone, uncurl, raise your arms overhead, squeezing the quads, lifting the kneecaps, lifting as you lengthen, and then exhale, solid steady here. So we'll come and do some nice side stretches to open the body. Take your arms overhead. I want you to grab your right wrist with your left fingers and inhale, lengthen. So you're pulling your right arm up, and as you exhale, shift over to the left, point the hips to the right. Breathe into the right side of the body. Keep the tailbone tucked, keep the navel drawn in, keep the lower ribs drawn in. And exhale back to center. Other side, grab your left wrist with your right fingers, lift the left arm up, draw, tuck the navel in, exhale, point the hips out to the left, shift over to the right, nice stretch in the right side of the body. So this is going to bring a lot of energy and flexibility to the flow, opening up the front of the body. And then come back into the center, take the feet slightly apart. Interlace your fingers behind your back. So a little bend in the elbows here. We don't want to overextend or hyperextend our joints here. So a little bend in the elbows. And when we come here, we're going to squeeze the shoulder blades, but we don't want to squeeze them too hard. We want to look after our rhomboids, which do draw the shoulder blades together. But what I want you to think about is pushing the shoulder blades in towards the heart here. So the chest naturally opens up. So you chase the top of the hands down beneath the butt cheeks. Look up as you inhale, open, and then as you exhale, a little bend in the knees, and then coming into a forward fold as you lift the top of the hands up. Keep a bend in the knees here. Lengthen the neck. Ooh. Just try to think about pushing those shoulder blades in towards the heart. Beautiful. Take another nice cycle of breath. What I want you to do now is straighten your right leg, keep a bend, a good bend in that left knee, and then press the left rib cage into the left thigh, and then kind of turn so you're looking up over your right shoulder. Find your dry breath. And as you exhale, come back to the center, and then bend the right knee, straighten the left leg, press your right rib cage into the right thigh, turn looking up over your left shoulder. Take a couple of good rounds of breath, keep lifting those arms up, pull the hands up. And coming back to the center. Ooh. Release those hands to the mat, and we'll come and do a round. We'll come and take a vinyasa here just to warm up. So we'll step back into our high plank, and we're going to use this variation during the practice. So we're coming into our high plank, tuck the tailbone, draw the navel in, and then drop the knees down, and then lift the sit bones as you arch through the back, dropping your chest, your chin down towards the mat. So you're keeping the toes tucked, you're drawing in the navel. And then as you inhale, release the toes or untuck your toes, slide or kind of slither into a cobra. So point the toes, squeeze the inner thighs up towards the ceiling, squeeze the glutes, shoulders back, chest open, gaze down the tip of the nose. And And then exhale, tuck your toes under. You can come back up onto your knees. Ooh, a nice big creep there. Lifting the hips high, downward facing dog. Oh, beautiful. We're going to come down onto our knees again. We'll come into a Sphinx position. So in Sphinx, we take the legs slightly wider than the hips. Come on. We'll take the elbows in this variation a little bit further ahead than the shoulders. So we normally put our palms down. We push through the pubic bone. We lift the kneecaps, squeezing the quads, pushing down through the back of the toes. I want you to just interlace your fingers here. And then I want you to inhale as you draw the elbows back towards the back of the mat. I want you to imagine you're lengthening your spine. So you're kind of like wrapping your shoulder blades around into your armpits. So what we want to do, a lot of people talk about it's really hard in our back bends, or when you're doing maybe a full wheel, that it's hard to really get that shoulder rotation. So what we want to think about is that external rotation of the upper arm bone and the shoulder socket. We want to really feel how we can externally rotate that, just to look after the shoulders so we don't hurt our shoulders. So as we push down through the pubic bone and we draw the elbows down towards the back of the mat, we lift the spine. So imagine that you're kind of wrapping your shoulder blades around into the armpit. So we're really using or waking up this bunch of muscles in our back to help open up the front body. Lifting here, pressing down through the pubic bone, squeezing the lower back muscles, lifting the kneecaps, engaging, looking after the lumbar spine, open the chest. And now I want you to just hold on to that core support, tuck your toes under, keep pressing down through your elbows and come into your dolphin plank. Keep the feet hip distance apart, keep squeezing the quads, tucking the tailbone, pushing through the shoulders so you have that nice spread of shoulder blades. Take 5 breaths, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come into your dolphin down dog. So just walk the feet toward the elbows, lifting the hips high. So drop the head down so you're gazing between your ankles, pushing down through the elbows as you spread the shoulder blades. Keep breathing. Maybe walking the toes a little bit further towards the elbows. Come high on your toes, lift the sit bones. Take 3 more breaths. Try to push the chest towards the feet. Open up here. Keep pushing down through the elbows, spreading the shoulder blades, pushing them in toward the heart. 2, 3, beautiful. Dropping your knees down, we'll come into child's pose. Knees together, untuck your toes, press the forearm, forehead down. You can have the arms alongside or out in front. We'll take 5 breaths to soften the spine. Take some 4 deep rounds of breath. Tiny dry breath, nice long exhalations. Maybe pushing your forehead so the crease moves towards the nose more. Just feel that now, that tension releasing around the shoulders. Beautiful. One more cycle of breath. Just completely softening the spine. Gently coming up, and we'll come back into our downward dog position. Tucking your toes under, hip distance apart. Taking 5 breaths here, spreading your fingers wide, pushing down through your thumb, your index, your pinky finger, waking up the side of the body. Draw the navel in as you lift the sit bones high. And there's an opportunity to reset your shoulders. So just kind of externally rotate your shoulder blades away from the ears. Drawing the navel in. And as you exhale, weigh heavily into the heels, stretching out, or just finding space in the calves, the hamstrings. Let's take a couple more breaths. Maybe bending one knee, drawing opposite heel down toward the mat. Finding space, finding length, lifting the hips high.
throughout your practice, just keeping that attention on the breath, the ujjayi breath. And then as you inhale, you bend the knees, look forward, step, hop to the front of the mat, feet slightly apart, halfway lift, lengthen. So just come up onto your fingertips here, shoulder blades back, open the chest. Exhale, folding forward, a little bend in the knees here if you're tight in the hamstring. And as you inhale, more of a bend in the knees, grounding through the feet as you uncurl, raise your arms overhead, squeezing the quad, lifting the kneecaps. And then exhale, Samasthiti here. Beautiful. So we'll come through more of a warm-up, we'll come through more of a ladder style flow here. So you can we'll do little add-ons as we go along. So be in your breath, grounding through the feet, tucking your tailbone, nice strong core. Raise your arms overhead on the inhale. And as you exhale, open the chest, arms out wide as you swan dive your arms down toward the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, come up onto your fingertips, shoulders back, gaze forward. Exhale, take the right foot back, leave the left foot forward. Drop the right knee down, draw that, or just try and imagine you're drawing that left heel towards the back of the mat. That really helps you to start waking up the hamstrings. So as you inhale, raise your arms overhead into Anjaneyasana Asana, lifting here, tucking the tailbone. And as you exhale, release your palms down, step back into your downward facing dog. Shift forward on the inhale into your plank. Drop the knees down. Lift the sit bones as you drop the chest into the mat. And as you inhale, lengthen here. Kind of slip it into your upward facing dog. We're going to do a deeper back bend now. So really engaging the inner thighs, pushing them up toward the ceiling. So you're engaging your Mula Bandha here. Gaze up, chest open. Exhale, press through your fingers, lift the hips high. Downward facing dog. And then inhale, taking the right leg up into your three-legged dog. Exhale, right foot forward, dropping the left knee down. Inhale, raise your arms overhead. And then exhale, take the palms forward. Step forward to the front of the mat, halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale. And as you inhale this time, take the right foot back, take the left foot back, drop the left knee down, raise your arms overhead. And as you exhale, palms down, step back into your downward facing dog. And on your inhale, move forward into your high plank, drop the knees down, lift the sit bones, chest into the mat. If you want more of a sort of a deeper back bend here, you can shift the knees a little bit more forward. We'll hold here for a breath. Really engaging your Uddiyana Bandha here. One more breath. And as you inhale, lengthen, lift the chest up here. Open the chest, upward facing dog, squeezing the inner thighs, pointing the toes, gaze up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful, left leg up, three-legged dog. Come high on the right toes, exhale, left foot forward, drop the right knee down. Pushing the hips forward, the pubic bone forward, tucking the tailbone, raise your arms overhead. And as you exhale, palms down, step forward, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale. Inhale, a little bend in the knees, tucking the tailbone, raise your arms overhead. Exhale. Samasthiti. So that was just one round. We'll do two more rounds like this, but as we walk through, we'll do some add-ons. So beautiful. I hope you can join me all the way. So grounding through the feet, tucking the tailbone, lower abdomen in. So opening the chest, and remember we want to strengthen or open the front of the chest. We tend to be quite weak here, and we tend to be very tight in the lats here. So this is where we want to create strength in the front of the shoulders and stretch out underneath the side here. So again, inhale, nice strong legs, lifting the kneecaps, squeezing the quads, raise your arms overhead, and as you exhale, swan dive, chest open, palms down. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, right foot back, tuck the toes, right knee down.
Inhale, raise your arms overhead. And as you exhale, keep the left arm up, take the right hand down. And I want you to look up at your left hand here to see if you can externally rotate the shoulder blade back. Lift the right foot, see if you can grab it from the inside. If that's too hard, just come up onto your right fingertips, drop, take the right foot forward a little bit. Now bend the knees, see if you can grab your right foot from the inside with your left hand. Draw the right heel towards the right sit bone and then twist looking over your left shoulder. So really open up the front of the left shoulder here, drawing that left shoulder blade right back. Keep lifting, keep opening, keep breathing. Beautiful. So as we go through this, we'll go a little bit more quickly. Beautiful. And as you exhale, tuck those right toes, release. Step back into your downward facing dog. Inhale, coming forward, dropping the knees down, lifting the sit bones, chest, chin to the mat. And then inhale, lengthening, coming, sliding into your upward facing dog, squeezing the inner thighs, squeezing the glutes, gaze up, open chest. And then as you exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Inhale, right leg up, three-legged dog. And this time I want you to look forward, come high on the left toes, and kind of bend the right knee. So your shoulders are now over in front of your fingertips. Take the gaze up. It's slightly like a little back bend here. So you're pointing, lifting the right toes. And then as you exhale, knee to nose, tucking in. And as you exhale, right foot forward. Woo. Dropping the left knee down. Raise your arms overhead. And this time we're going to take some nice side stretches. We're going to drop the left fingertips down and we're going to take the right arm alongside the right ear. Lengthen and lift. So you're just on your fingertips here. Sorry, you may not have any blocks at home. I should have told you at the beginning. Ooh, I hope this is okay. It's accessible for everybody. Lengthen. Breathe into the right side of the body. As you inhale, coming up to the center, we'll do the other side. We'll drop the right fingertips down, lifting the left arm up. Ooh, nice stretch of the left side of the body. Draw the navel in. Lift. Ooh, you can really notice which side's tighter. For me, it's this side. Beautiful. Keep lifting. Ooh, and now we'll come into a twist. We'll take the left elbow outside of right knee. Draw your palms together. Take your thumbs toward the sternum. You can lift that left knee if it's there, if it's accessible. So I want you to imagine you're really drawing the spine out of the pelvic bowl. So you're squeezing your left quad, supporting, stabilizing, looking over your right shoulder, drawing the right shoulder blade back. Keep breathing. Keep squeezing that left inner thigh to stabilize. Support the lumbar spine. Nice strong base. Beautiful. And then take your gaze to the front of the mat. Take the palms down. Step forward, feet together, halfway lift, lengthen, shoulders back, chest open. Exhale. We'll do the left side. Inhale, halfway lift. And this time we'll take the left foot back. Keep the right foot forward. Drop the left knee down. Pushing the hips forward, drawing that right heel toward the back of the mat so you're engaging the right hamstring. Raise your arms overhead. And then as you exhale, drop the left fingertips down. Now we'll see if you can gaze up at your right hand, externally rotate or extend the right arm back. Lifting the left foot, grabbing it from the inside. If it's there, not there, move that left knee forward a little bit. And take 3 breaths. So just looking over your right shoulder, opening up the inside of the right shoulder. Keep breathing. 2, 3, and release. Beautiful. And we'll step back into a downward facing dog. Inhale, reaching forward or sweeping forward, dropping the knees down, lifting the hips up. Chest, chin into the mat. Just moving those knees forward if you want deeper bend here. Drawing the navel in. Keep those toes nice and tucked in. You can feel that engagement in the navel. Lower abdomen. Inhale, sliding through into your upward facing dog. Straight arms, chest open. Drawing the shoulders away.
Exhale. Adho Mukha. Beautiful. Take the left leg up into your three-legged dog. Bend the left knee, point the left toes. Come high on your right toes. Look forward. Move the shoulders in front of the fingertips as you take this little back bend. You want the chest to open, so kind of feel those upper arm bones externally rotating here in their shoulder sockets. Beautiful. Keep lifting, keep looking forward, and then exhale, knee to nose. And then as you drop the left foot down, drop the right knee down. Inhale, raise your arms overhead. And as you exhale, keep the left arm up, drop the right fingertips down, stretch into the left side of the body, left arm alongside the left ear. And then other side, lifting the right arm up. Ooh, right arm alongside the right ear, lift, sparkle those fingers. And then take right elbow outside of left knee, palms together. Draw the thumbs towards the sternum, lengthen. And if it's there, lifting the right knee, taking your twist, squeezing the right inner thigh, stabilizing. Keep breathing. 2, 3, beautiful. Take the gaze forward, drop the fingertips down. Step back to the front of the mat, halfway lift and lengthen. Shoulders back, chest is open. Keep the lower abdomen nice and strong. Exhale, a little bit in the knees, still drawing yourself down or drawing the crown of the head down. Little more bend in the knees, tuck the tailbone, ground through the feet as you uncurl. Raise your arms overhead, squeezing those quads, lifting the arms up nice and high. And then exhale. Beautiful. Samastiti here. So that's the end of round 2. We'll come into round 3 now, and we'll do a little bit more add-on here. So again, inhale, open up, raise your arms overhead. And then as you exhale again, open the chest, swan dive the arms down towards the mat. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale, take the right foot back, drop the right knee down, engaging the left hamstring as you raise your arms overhead. And as you exhale, drop the right fingers down, externally rotate the left arm back, grabbing the right foot to the inside, take that little twist here, drawing the left shoulder blade back, opening up the front of the shoulder. Keep breathing. Beautiful. Take the gaze forward, release the foot, tuck the right toes, lift the right knee. Cat roll onto the right side of the right foot. We're going to flip our dog. Take the left foot behind. Take the left arm alongside the left ear. Really open the chest here. Opening the heart. Take the gaze to the back of the left hand. Couple more breaths. 2 is a nice isometric contraction of the right muscles around the right shoulder. Beautiful. And then as you exhale, take the left hand down, come back into your downward facing dog. Inhale, reaching forward. This time we come through chaturanga, elbows toward the rib cage, untuck one toe at a time. Upward facing dog, chest open, take the gaze up, keep squeezing those inner thighs. Exhale. And right leg up into your 3-legged dog, bend the right knee, point the right toes, shift the shoulders in front of the fingertips, take the gaze up, press down through the fingers as you externally rotate the shoulders away from the ears. And then exhale, knee to nose. Whoo, and then dropping the right foot forward, dropping the left knee down. Inhale, raise your arms overhead. And then as you exhale, drop the left fingers down, take those side bend, those side stretches, right arm alongside right ear, lengthen and lift. Exhale, other side, left arm alongside left ear. And then take your twist, left elbow outside of right knee, palms together, lifting the left knee, thumbs toward the sternum, squeezing the left inner thigh. 3 breaths. Deep breathing. Focusing on that out breath. You're doing really well. And this time take the gaze forward, keeping yourself in the twist. Shift the left foot to meet the right. Whew. And come into your Utkatasana, your chair pose. And I'm going to come all the way down. This is one of my favorite moves. Coming into Navasana here, we will just take the legs knee bent option. I call this level 2 option.
And we'll just come down to our low boat pose or our Ardha Navasana. We're just going to roll here. We're going to take working on the obliques a little bit here, which really helps us to support the opening of the front body. So we'll just move to the side as we inhale, roll onto the left or the right, it doesn't matter. And then exhale to the other side. Inhale. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more each side. Inhale. Exhale. A little bit more of a roll over to each side on the last one. Well done. Beautiful. Come back to the center. Draw the knees into the chest. Cross the ankles. And then roll up and over. Take the feet. Carefully roll over the knees. Palms down. Step back into a high plank. Chaturanga. Halfway down. Untuck your toes. Open the heart. Starting to open a little bit more now as we build up heat. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Really nice. Now I forgot where we are. Now we're back to the center. Inhale. Coming back to the front of the mat. Halfway lift and lengthen. And exhale. Folding forward. And as you inhale, we'll do the left side. So halfway lift and lengthen. And we'll take the left foot back. Keep the right foot forward, drop the left knee down, tucking the tailbone, pushing the hips forward, raising your arms overhead. Anjaneyasana. And then dropping the left hand down, keeping the right arm up, lifting the left foot, taking the left foot from the, or the right foot from the, or the left foot from the inside. Open the chest, a nice stretch through the left quad. Keep breathing. 2. Opening up the right shoulder, drawing that right shoulder blade back as you twist a little bit further maybe. And exhale, tucking the left toes, lifting the left kneecap. Left side of left foot, flip your dog, right foot behind. Open up, gaze at the back of your right hand. We'll take 3 breaths here, opening the chest up, gripping down through left fingers. As you really isometrically contract all the muscles around the left shoulder blade. Keep opening, keep lifting. Take the gaze right back at the tip of the right fingers. And then exhale, right foot down, move forward into a high plank. Chaturanga, untuck one toe at a time. Open the heart, squeeze in the thighs, gaze up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left leg up into your 3-legged dog. Come high on your right toes, bend the left knee. Shift the shoulders in front of the fingertips. Really try and point those left toes. Grip down through your fingers as you externally rotate the shoulder blades. Take the gaze forward. Maybe take that up here. Exhale, knee to nose. And then stepping the left foot forward. Dropping the right knee down. Inhale, raise your arms overhead. Dropping the right fingertips down. Take a side stretch into the left side of the body. And then exhale into the right side. Right elbow outside of left knee, hands together, thumbs to sternum, lift the right knee, take your twist, squeeze the right inner thigh, keep breathing. Drawing that left shoulder blade back, squeezing that inner thigh, really engaging here, lengthening as you inhale. And as you exhale, try to strengthen around that space. Beautiful, one more breath. Now keeping that twist on the next exhale, we're going to take the gaze forward, step the right foot forward. Beautiful, and then come and untwist, raise your arms up into chair pose, our Utkatasana. Really dropping the hips down so you're really engaging the quads, the glutes, and then coming all the way down into our Navasana. Dropping the sit bones, coming into our half Navasana, I call it. And then slowly lowering down into your Ardha Navasana. Beautiful. We'll do a little bit more core warm up here. Interlacing your fingers behind the base of the head. Elbows out wide. Draw the right knee in. Keep the left leg above the mat. Engage. Squeeze both inner thighs. And then as you inhale, lengthen the right leg straight. Exhale, right knee in. Draw it up as high as you can. Inhale and straighten. Exhale in. Inhale, straighten. We'll do 2 more. Exhale in. Inhale, lengthen.
one more on this side. Exhale. Inhale, left side. Exhale, left knee in. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, 2 more. Exhale. Inhale, exhale. Whoo, and inhale. Draw the knees into your chest. Drop the head back. Rock side to side. 2 full cycles of breath. And then cross the ankles, grab the peace toes with your big toes with your peace fingers, roll on up and over, jumping back through your vinyasa, halfway down, chaturanga, untuck your toes, open the chest, gaze up, exhale, downward facing dog. We're just going to come into a nice little variation here, this pincher. So we're not going to come into pincher, we're just going to work towards it. So take the elbows down in your dolphin down dog, interlace your fingers, and just take your gaze in between your forearms. Just walk the feet forward slightly, and we'll just do 3 on each side. You can take the right leg back, straighten the right leg, bend the left knee slightly. So take the gaze forward, pressing down through the elbows. So pincher, this is really working the shoulder muscles. Take a few nice deep breaths here. Only do this if you feel that it's manageable. If you have any trickiness or sensitivity with your lower back, it's not a good idea, but we've got a nice warmed up core. So what I want you to do is bend into that left knee and then lift that right leg up. It's just little wee jumps here, and you can gradually work towards your pincher. This time lengthen the left leg, bend the right knee. Might feel quite different on this side. Press your weight through the right toes as you lift the left leg up. 2. Press down through the elbow. 3. Beautiful. Woo. And then we'll drop down onto our knees. Draw back into child's pose. Take 5 breaths. Arms out in front or arms alongside the body. And just taking some slow reconnecting with the breath. Pressing down through the forehead. Just make that crease around the space between the eyebrows. Soften the jaw, the cheekbones. Relax through the back of the neck. Beautiful. And then your next inhale, just want you to come down onto your front. So slide the legs back, come down onto your front. And options here, you can simply come into a gentle back bend. If you feel you've had enough, you could interlace your fingers behind your back, press down through the back of the front of the toes, lifting the kneecaps, and simply coming into your lotus here, opening the chest. Remember, pushing the shoulder blades in toward the heart rather than squeezing them together. We want to look after the shoulders, look after the rhomboids. If you want to come into try a deeper back bend, come into boat pose. So we bend the knees and we take the hands around the ankles, the front of the ankles. Ooh, we draw the knees in line with the hips, squeezing the inner thighs. And then as you inhale, lift, so you're kicking into your hands, lifting the chest open, taking the gaze forward. Keep breathing. 2, 3. Ooh, beautiful release. Take the arms out in front, press the forearms down, or maybe just stack your hands on top, press the forehead into the top of the hands. And just simply allow the whole body to relax. Coming back to Ujjayi breath, a constriction in the back of the throat, just allowing the whole body to benefit from these long out breaths. So you're really engaging the parasympathetic nervous system, toning the vagus nerve. Now we're going to step into some nice shoulder stretches. So we'll open up or stretch through the front side of the body. We're nice and warmed up. So press down through onto your forehead. Bring your arms into cactus. And then straighten your left arm, so your palm is down onto the mat. And then lift your right leg up, so point the right toe, and then roll onto the back of the left hip here, taking the right leg behind, bend the right knee. And just take your right foot on the
back behind your left knee. And you can sit, this is a nice stretch to the left front of shoulder, the pectoral muscle. And if it's there, you could rotate the right arm back behind. Just take the back of the right hand into the small of the back, really opening up the front of the chest. Take 3 breaths here. And then releasing, coming back to the center, and we'll do the other side. So this time, pressing your forehead into the mat, lengthen the right arm and bend the left elbow in your cactus arm. Lift the left leg up, point the left toe, roll onto the right hip back. So you're now pressing your weight through the front of your right shoulder, bending the left knee, left foot behind the right knee. Then maybe taking the right arm back behind, really opening the chest, taking the fingers, sliding them under your right side of waist. Closing eyes. 3 full cycles of breath. And then taking your arms out in front, straightening, just pressing down through your fingertips, releasing any tension, maybe gripping down, lifting the elbows up. And then simply rolling onto your back. We'll come to have a baby, taking the hands around outside of our feet. Opening up the hips here, pointing the knees into the top of the tricep shelf, sacrum down, tailbone down. Lifting the chest. We will do a supine twist. So a twist is a really nice way to counter back bends as well. Beautiful. So lengthen your left leg straight. Draw the right knee in toward your chest. Fingers interlaced around the right knee. Draw it up as high as you can. Lengthen your neck. Left hand on outside of right knee, extend right arm out, palm down, exhale, fold over to your left, gaze out to your right, open up the right side of the shoulder. 3 breaths. Draw the right knee as high as you can. Inhale, coming back to center, lengthen your right leg straight, draw the left knee in, interlace your fingers, draw it up as high as you can. Take a full inhale. And as you exhale, right hand outside of left knee, gently fall over to the right, left arm out 90 degrees, palm down, gaze out at your left hand, take 5 breaths. Drawing the back of the shoulder back. Inhale, coming back to the center, coming into your final Shavasana, lengthening your left leg straight. Tuck your chin, lengthen the neck, roll shoulders away, roll the hips away. Take a little bit of time to find a nice comfortable space in your Shavasana. I want you to take as long as you like. First of all, we'll take 3 good clearing breaths here to really tap into the parasympathetic nervous system. So we'll take a big inhale, draw the breath from the feet right up through the legs, through the torso to the crown of the head. And as you exhale, you can open your lips and sigh out. Just feel the whole front body integrating into your back body. Again, take a full yoga breath in, fill up, feel that expansion. And as you exhale this time, just release the hips here and just a little lift in that pelvic floor. Beautiful. Take a nice another clearing breath in. And open the lips as you sigh it out. Now come back to a natural rhythm of breath. I want you to feel the heaviness on the underside of the body. So feel the weight of your head, the back of your shoulders, the back of your arms, your wrists, your fingers. Feel the weight of your ankles, your shins, your thigh bones. Noticing the softness of your breath now, the softness of your belly. Your jaw, all the muscles around your cheekbones. Your forehead, the space between your eyebrows. Relax every muscle from the crown of your head right down to your toes. Stay here for as long as you like, as long as you can. Thank you so much for practicing with me, and see you soon. Namaste, and I'm just going to do a little reading from Michael Stone while you lie there nice and quietly with your eyes closed. This is my go-to book, Michael Stone, The Inner Tradition of Yoga. And it seems whatever page I open, there's always something fantastic to read. So this nice paragraph says, in order to be truly free, you must desire to know the truth more than you want to feel good. So practicing in a way that supports our lifestyle and everything we already know is not a challenge to our basic patterns of conditioning in body, mind and heart. Because if feeling good is our goal, then as soon as we feel better, we lose interest in what is true. He says yoga is a union underneath good and bad, self and no self, a set of practices aimed at the resolution of opposites. It simply means that if the desire to feel good is stronger than the yearning to see, know and experience reality honestly, then this desire will always be distorting the perception of what is real, while corrupting one's deepest integrity. He says yoga is the natural state of being with what is, and practice supports us in waking up to this natural state. So a little bit of practice every day.